I am sick and tired of the press who has been telling me the whole time that they really want to know what they did wrong. What is it? How did we miss the boat? How much, Mr. Beck, have you played as a role of getting this man elected to be president? You know why people elected Donald Trump president? Because they believed his lies more than they believed the lies of the media. And anybody in the media who thinks they understand and have enlightened and have corrected it, bullcrap. You're doing it again with Susan Rice, and we begin there right now. I was on the radio today, and I was so angry. Doc came in afterwards, so angry about the media and Susan Rice because they are willingly being an accomplice again to Susan Rice. They have claimed that they don't understand how we could possibly not trust them, and they're doing it again with Susan Rice. And let me tell you something. I used to go on Bill O'Reilly's show at Fox, and I've never talked about this before. I used to go on Bill O'Reilly's show, and my audience used to always say to me, Glenn, he beats you up. Why would you go on his show? He always asks you unfair questions, and he beats you up, blah, blah, blah. And I would say, I know, but he's a really good guy. And I've always said, Bill has done more for me than anybody else in media. Here's exactly what he did. When I would go on Fox and I would say something that was outrageous, and all the media, all the Katie Courics and everybody in the whole world would want to talk to me about that outrageous statement, I wasn't going to talk to them because they wouldn't give me a fair hearing. They wouldn't allow me, they wouldn't ask me an honest question and then allow me to answer it. So Bill would ask me that question, and it was a friendly place. And so I could do it, and then it was out, it was on the record, and then we'd screw around. What happened with Susan Rice yesterday? Andrea Mitchell. She goes on with Andrea Mitchell. And she asked all the tough questions, right? Did you leak it? No, I leaked nothing to nobody. Well, first of all, don't ever make fun of Donald Trump and the way he talks ever again. Second of all, did you leak it? Now, what is that? That's so NBC News can say, we had Andrea Mitchell, she's not a nobody. We had Andrea Mitchell grill her. We asked her that question. Let me ask you a question, Jason, as somebody who knows how FISA courts work, who knows how the masking of these things work. Did she leak the information?
Absolutely not.
Right. Why?
She didn't have to.
She's not the one that personally delivered documents to a news agency, and they know that. They know this.
Right. And why don't they have to leak it?
Because as soon as it's out there with everybody else, they'll find somebody to do it, or somebody will leak it on their own.
Correct. Once, it's not just unmasked for her, it's unmasked for everybody who has it. We went through that 3 days ago. Mm-hmm. And so here's the media giving her cover, giving her comfort, and making it look like we're the crazy ones again. I can't take it anymore. I have spent how many months with the media begging, working with them, talking to them off air, all the frickin' time that I've spent off air with these people, where they're really, and I've taken the beating from them.
You've taken the beating
from
both sides. You've taken it from both sides.
Yeah, but I've taken it, but forget about our side. I've taken it from them. I've gone onto their shows and actually said to Travis Smiley this last week when he said, is it possible that nobody on our side was as outrageous and that's why you can't find anybody who will apologize? I actually said to him, well, maybe, perhaps so. However, there are some things that you have to learn and look into. They haven't done one thought because all they've done now, this Susan Rice, is they've gone right back exactly where they were standing before.
Well, and the worst part is they're actually actively telling people this is not true, that there's nothing there. Cuomo
Chris
on
Cuomo.
CNN and Don Lemon, where they start off saying, this is all fake, we're not even going to entertain this. Wrong. There is something there.
Based off of a friend.
Right,
I
exactly.
know a friend of Susan Rice that said this is all baloney.
She admitted she unmasked it. We don't know who, and we don't know why. There is meat.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you're the head of the National Security Council, you have the most clout. If Glenn Beck from the White House says, hey, we need this unmasked, they're going to say, how'd you get this report? But if I'm some other agency, I'm not at the head of the National Security Council, they're going to question me pretty deeply. Why do you need that name unmasked? Right, Jason? Right?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm the next person down from the president. All I have to say to you is, I need those names unmasked. We trust, and we should trust. I didn't do it for political reasons, then tell us why. That wall was built for a reason. Tell us why you unmasked those names.
And the worst one that I think we can actually make a case that this was all political was the Michael Flynn unmasking. Now that one is hilarious to me. So the way this would have worked is, so the NSA always has the Russian ambassador and any other Russian diplomat in the United States tapped. They know that. Everyone knows that. And so they get all of these transmissions. Every single day, 100 phone calls from Kislyak that goes through. So one of them goes by Susan Rice, and she sees this one, and she sees something that you wouldn't need the names unmasked to know who is talking to Kislyak. So it would be, the way it would read in the NSA manuscript that Susan Rice would see, it would say USP-1, which, let's see if you even know what I'm talking about. USP-1 calls Kislyak and said, hey, brother, don't worry about those sanctions. You know, when my boss, in parentheses, USP-2, when my boss is elected and goes through the inauguration in a few days, I'm at the head of the council, so we're going to take another look at this. Now, who do you think said that? Susan Rice knew it. She wouldn't have to unmask the names. And most of these are very obvious. But she's put in a formal request to have these unmasked so that she could put into spreadsheets, which we now know she had multiple spreadsheets with his actual name. The sole intent of this to get out. She wouldn't need that unmasked. It was so obvious.
So wait, so help me out with this. What would be her purpose for unmasking?
Embarrassment.
This is just the last few days before Trump is getting into the White House. Why would you unmask it?
I think it sets the stage, not just for embarrassment, but to claim that the scandal is from them. They're creating, I think, a bit of a straw man.
But wait,
Look over here.
But wait, there is a scandal there.
Yeah,
There
but
is
not
a scandal
theirs, though,
there.
but it'll be-
We
they can
found
put
with
it on
we
Trump.
found with Flynn, and we found with what's his name? The guy was getting $12 million a year and didn't claim it. Come on,
Manafort?
Manafort, yeah.
There is a scandal with Flynn and Manafort. They both lied. Okay, so there is a scandal there. But now that scandal, that's meaningless now to half the country because it's all becoming about Susan Rice. So are they that stupid?
I don't think for most of the country it's becoming about Susan Rice. It is for some people, but I think most people...
For half the country.
I don't think it's
half
half.
the country.
I don't think
They've
it's
done
half.
it to us again.
I think-
both sides have done it to us again, where the real story is not getting out.
Right.
The real story is there are dirty people in the Trump campaign that lied and do have connections, and there are dirty people on the other side that are using top secret information, and they're using it to smear people. And the third story is the media is playing favorites. Well, who loses in that? All of us.